All right, next caller. If you keep searching for Prince Charming, you're sure to get burned.
Are you saying I should call off the wedding?
An expert on relationships, a woman who's a talk show pundit, a very kind of controversial know-it-all, who has an answer for everything in matters of love. Advises a woman to rethink her engagement to a man who's a guy named Patrick, who's a fireman. So he decides to get back at her.
Yeah, who in their right mind is going to marry a woman like that?
Having this technically advanced kid do it, he goes into the marriage bureau and works it out so that the records show that she's married to him.
How do we fix this? The Accidental Husband is a story of a woman, me, who is an expert on love. I sort of called her, the Diane Sawyer, Dr. Ruth Westheimer meets, I don't know, Oprah.
We are the innocent victims of a glitch.
Hey, everybody, we got a bride in our midst, don't we? Hey,
Oh, you're a fireman.
Indeed I am.
I always liked you guys. How did you two meet?
you ladies ever heard of pro wrestling?
Stop! But she's on the radio, and she gives love advice. She's the graduated, self-professed expert on what it means to have a positive and loving relationship, and she's written a best-selling book.
What is happiness anyway?
Tell me, you wrote the book. She's starting to grow on me.
No, look, no growing. Not on my watch.
Through some mishap, she is already legally married to another person. Which, by the way, when we researched the movie, we found that this has happened to people. And so she has to go find the guy that, she is supposedly married to in order to clear the mess up in time for the wedding.
How long is this gonna take?
Amyloid? Deepak Madam Chaturvedi.
Mr. Madam Chatter.
Deep.
Mr. Deep.
I recognize you. You're the passed out lady that Patrick carries around sometimes.
Yes, that would be me.
I brought you a little something.
Oh, how very thoughtful.
Do we have to do this right now?
Delicious. It's not unlike a ring ding.
What did I tell you about the ring ding?
Yes, and I'm sure you'd really love a glass of milk with that, but I have to get home and change for my book party, so if you don't mind,
Don't
Mr.
rush
Deep.
me, young lady. I'm a notary public. I took a test.
Okay, I'm sorry. How long do you think this will take?
Well, let's just review. Signatures. Check. Dates. Check. Well, now all you need is my seal and you'll be on your way in 10 minutes.
Oh.
An hour. A year. It'll take as long as it takes. Who can say?
He's just a real blue-collar, fun, loving guy. He's, Irish-American fireman, hangs out with his buddies, shoots pool, drinks beer, and then his life is turned upside down by Uma's character. And between him and his little neighbor, his 16-year-old neighbor that lives downstairs from him, he plots a revenge and ends up getting in a little over his head.
Oh, hey, I brought the papers.
Richard, sweetheart, please go with me on this. Do you remember Greta Bollenbecker?
It's a cake lady.
It's a small world.
So small, constantly shrinking. It must be the global warming.
I want to introduce you to my husband.
Her husband, Carl, is Carl Bollenbecker of the Bollenbecker Group, which just acquired Richard's Your publishing house, and he's thinking of dumping you, Richard, and it.
Wait, I want a publishing house?
Yes, and you're my fiancé, so please just focus, concentrate. Got it?
This is him.
You must be the cake dunker.
You got me.
That's my Richard.
Casual Fridays?
I actually just came from soccer practice.
You play football?
Well, no, Lucas Podolski.
Podolski! Oh, well, no one can beat Podolski. I owned his team, and he is a magnificent pain in the ass. But a genius.
You own the Baron Munchen Club? Why don't you use Close more on defense? He's been totally underutilized.
Yeah, that's what I tell that stupid coach.
Klinsman, gotta go.
On this we agree.
Excuse me, Mr. Bollenbecker, my name's... Oh! Jesus, Emma, what the hell?
Hand nuggies. We give each other these little hand nuggies. This is my brother, Carl.
Your name is Carl as well? This is a small world.
Yes, teeny, like a gimlet. Yes, my tiny, teeny little brother, but not small. No. Big, older, but not by much. Carl, who I love so very, very much.
How's it going, bro?
I'm sorry. I'm suddenly so very thirsty.
Carl? Carl? Carl. This is Carl Bollenbecker, and I'm Greta's wife.
I play Mrs. Bollenbecker, who's married with a very, very fancy, important German publisher. You know that in real life, a German publishing house is now dominating the world of books. So I think it's a little bit of how you say, a reference to the reality. So I play a lady who is very together, I think. That's why I have my perfect hairdo and perfectly dressed. But something in her, because she deals with art and deals with books, something in her is available to eccentricity. So that when I mistakenly assume that Uma, the character Emma, that Uma is playing, is in love with a very eccentric guy, I totally accept it and find it charming.
I explain everything.
He's wearing sweatpants.
That's Sullivan. Honey, you're stress eating.
I'm not. Huh?
I wasn't at my father's last night. I was with Sullivan. Not with him, but passed out in his apartment drunk. That sounds worse than it is. I assure you, I was fully clothed. Beyond that, I'm not really certain of anything, except that he showed up today with the papers right when I had to go to the cake tasting, which you refused to go to because you're so busy.
Get back
As
to
if
the
I'm not,
Bollenbeckers.
as if I'm just...
Get
right,
back.
fine. So, at the cake tasting, there was this sweet lady, and she thought Sullivan was my fiancé, and I just couldn't disappoint her. But this lady wasn't sweet at all. She was Mrs. Bollenbecker, which I didn't know.
Well, you certainly know now.
Yes, I do. But had I known, I wouldn't have let the whole thing continue. But it did continue until everyone was quite taken with him, especially Mrs. Bollenbecker, especially when he sang.
He's a singer?
No. He's a fireman. Darling, are you sure you want that?
Yes, I am. But what is he doing here?
Well, apparently he came to bring me the notarized papers. But then there was Mrs. Bollenbecker, and of course I'm Emma Lloyd, and so he's my fiancé.
And I am tiny brother Carl.
Oh, Richard, I'm terribly sorry. But, oh, look, mini cupcakes.
The script is about people making fools of themselves. The script is about the absurdities of life. I think a lot of really fine comedy is that. And I certainly am no stranger to that territory when it comes to the more idiotic side of human nature.
Hey, I'm reading about that very nice lady that helped you plunge a knife through my heart.